Moon gang. Folks, team. We are back at it again. We are back at it again, Daniel. It is Wednesday, December 8th, and it feels like something's going on in the ether. It feels like something is going on. It just has that feeling that it's going to be some sort of an exciting day, and I'm so privileged to be able to spend it with all of you. We have some things to talk about. I have some stories, a story to share from last night, and I'm going to be relying on all of you to make some financial decisions for me. So let's try to get that out of the way maybe before the bell goes ding, ding, ding. I don't know. Just feels like something's going on. The market, it seems like it's kind of found its base and it's coming back around. I was, me, I'm a little bit of a math nerd. Yesterday, I was looking up some stats. Yesterday for the NASDAQ 100, the Qs right here, this old thing, the best day it's had ever since all the way back in March. That's crazy. And it's actually even higher today. We're going to that $400 level. Man, yesterday we crushed it on an Nvidia trade. I swung Nvidia overnight as a second trade. Let's see if we could get out of that for a quick 10% profit. And then let's see what other opportunities we have. Of course, I'm going to be bullishly biased just because the market is turning around from a technical perspective. But on top of that, seasonality right now for the remainder of December, really up until the first, inclusive of the first week of January, it's a pretty bullish seasonal time. So I'm seeing what kind of opportunity we have. Now, just because seasonality tells us one thing, does that mean it has to play out that way? Absolutely not. But we're just trying to see where the DAC is or isn't stacked in our favor. So quite a few things to talk about, quite a few things to feel out about everything. So let me give you a kind of a good foundation of what to expect for the day. First of all, what's this? Roku reaches multi-year agreement with Google to keep YouTube on streaming platform. Hey, shout out to Roku. Roku's been pretty beaten down lately. I wonder if this is going to get some excitement for it. Look at that gap up. Buying it off of some classic bullish divergence, a trend breakout. Maybe putting Roku on the watch list today, because if this thing can get over 236, you might get a push all the way back up to this gap fill at whatever this low is, 269. So Roku, with a quick fundamental development there, you're buying it off of weakness, you're getting potentially a trend line breakout, and you could get a gap fill. There might be some opportunity on Roku today. Just some breaking news. But yes, green. The Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ, oil's up at 72. Yields are up. Green. Okay, 5 things to know before the market gets going today. Wall Street set for another rally as Pfizer booster shows promise on unicorns. Pfizer said 3 doses of its vaccine are effective at neutralizing the unicorn variant. So if you're in that situation where you only have 2, it sounds like you're just screwed. But as soon as you have 3, you are good to go. 2, unicorns are coming for you. There will be a stampede of unicorns. There's nothing you could do about it. But if you help Pfizer and get your 3rd shot, you will be completely protected. And trust me, it has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that they're trying to sell more, which the government is sponsoring. Don't worry about that at all. 2, unicorns coming for you. 3, you're completely protected. There's going to be a magical force field around you and any unicorns in your life. Obviously, I'm saying that a little bit facetiously, but very honestly, there are some early studies coming out of South Africa. Not enough time has really passed quite yet, but early showings are kind of saying that the Pfizer shot particularly, it really does assist with, I guess, diminishing some of the aspects, the symptoms of the unicorn variant. So those are some early studies, just trying to get some of that information out there. I think it's just funny that particularly 3 doses of it, that's the trick for unicorns. I thought that was a little bit funny. This week's gains put all 3 stock benchmarks back within striking distance of their all-time highs. So they're talking about the Dow, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ. We typically here track the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Russell. The Dow, I don't think is that good of a benchmark because it's just 30 of the top stocks. I don't think it's that good of a swath. But also today, 10 a.m. ET, the government releases the October's JOLTS data, shorts for job openings and labor turnover survey. So we're going to get a little bit more information of the jobs market. Once again, that's at 10 a.m. So don't be surprised if we see some reaction in the overall indices. What just came up? Beyond Meat taps Tyson Food veterans as it prepares for fast food growth next year. So Beyond Meat doing a little bit better. We already talked about this. Third Pfizer shot against new variant, similar to 2-dose protection against original. And this is from the CEO of Pfizer, ensuring as many people as possible are fully vaccinated with the first 2-dose series, and a booster remains the best course of action to prevent the spread of Rona-19. Meta, formerly known as Facebook, tells staff that they can defer their return to the U.S. offices. I don't know why this is breaking news or a top 5 thing to know. They're allowed to, I guess, by 3 to 5 months, push it off. What I find more interesting with this is the storyline that's still being developed with Instagram and the steps Meta / Facebook / Instagram are going to be taking to protect the world's youth. It sounds like right now, some of the things that they're suggesting are children will be unable to tag people in any of their posts or stories or reels if they are not a follower, if that person doesn't follow them. They're also starting to monitor how long people are continuously on the app, and if they're on for too long, they might nudge them to kind of get off of it. And also they're coming out with a feature that will allow parents to actually set a certain amount of time that they're allowed to be on Instagram per day. To me, I see why they're doing those things, but I don't know if that's really addressing the true problem here of just like the fact that, like, I almost feel it a little bit myself, like with my presence on social media. It is addicting. You do care about the numbers. You care, are people reacting well? Are you getting the views? Are you getting the likes? And I'm saying that as a 27-year-old man. I can't even really fully understand like the mental gauntlet that teenagers are going through, especially female teenagers. Like this type of stuff, it has to be so difficult. Brief drop in mortgage rates causes sudden surge in refinancing. A brief drop in mortgage rates due to the market reaction to the first word of unicorns caused a refinance demand to rise a dramatic 9% last week. Most likely it's going to be short-lived. I just want to bring this up in case you find yourself to be a fan of the real estate market. Just thought it was some interesting news. House takes key step closer, raising the debt ceiling as deadline draws closer. I find this to be very interesting. The House took a first step towards preventing a possible default on U.S. debt. The chamber on Tuesday passed a bill that will allow the Senate to raise the country's borrowing limit with a simple majority vote. Lawmakers attached provisions to legislation that would prevent automatic Medicare cuts set to take place at the end of the year. The measure heads to the Senate, where it will need a 10 Republican vote to pass to go to President Joe Biden's desk. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has estimated that the U.S. will hit the debt ceiling on December 15th. On top of that, I just wanted to let you know that there was also a different bill like a defense policy bill for payment for service members, and that was to the tune of $768 billion. That also made its way through. So we have some political stuff also going on, but beyond that, I also want to talk about this. This is exactly what I was just referring to. The House okays a bipartisan defense policy bill that includes a service member pay boost. This is the one that was $768 billion. So that has gone through. But yesterday was kind of an interesting day. President Joe Biden had a 2-hour discussion with President Putin of Russia. And it all was about Ukraine. And basically, it's like they're playing a weird game of Risk. So Ukraine, I believe it gained its independence in 1991, so really not that long ago. And Russia still very much thinks of it as its like little brother. There are some cultural and linguistic overlaps between the two. People in the Ukraine kind of argue that Putin overstates how many overlaps there are, but it kind of seems like from Putin's standpoint, they're trying to the culture of Russia, they want it to have a strong anchoring in Eurasia. So that's kind of some weird, I guess, like political things going on. And what's really happening is in the 1,000+ mile border that they share between the Ukraine and Russia, Russia has fortunately placed 100,000 troops right at the border, and people are like, whoa, dude, what are you about to do? Some people were a little bit worried to see if there could particularly be an invasion attempt in early 2022. And that's exactly what the subject matter was when Biden was speaking with Putin yesterday for over 2 hours. And the entire thing, to my understanding, and I'm definitely not a political expert, a geopolitical expert, all this stuff, there's so many nuances and important things to know, and it just takes a lot of time to really learn. What it is to, on the highest level, is Biden is basically saying, hey, don't do that. Remove your troops. Why are you lighting up the border? You're making really everyone feel uncomfortable. And the bargaining chip that Biden has to try to make this like issue particularly go away is through the financial sector. He can make it more difficult to convert rubles over to US dollars. And on top of that, they're also putting pressure on Germany to kind of mess with the pipeline that Russia is attempting to go like to Europe so it can more easily sell gasoline. So that's kind of a two-prong attempt right there, financial and then also like pressure on Germany to stop this pipeline. So that's the bargaining chip. I don't know how important this storyline will or won't become at the end of the day. So we're going to have to wait and sit back. I just wanted to bring it to your attention because whenever there's political issues, for example, the fact that many countries are now pulling out of sending delegates to the Beijing Olympics, political tensions they can clearly have an impact on the stock market. And then particularly with this one, it can have an impact on gasoline and oil. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. There is a little bit of, I guess, silver lining. We'll call it like a comedic silver lining. So the official Ukrainian Twitter account. Yes, this is the official Twitter account for the Ukraine. Look at this. Types of headaches: migraine, hypertension, stress, living next to Russia. The fact that they like this is so goddamn funny. Like amongst all of this insanity, like true massive political attentions, the official account yesterday tweeted this out. Oh, you gotta laugh at it. That is just too funny. That's just way too funny. All right, let's quickly talk about the overall market from a technical perspective. So the S&P 500, I am looking forward to test 470 and some change, so about $2 higher than where it is in pre-market right now. That's the next level of resistance. And then after that, I will be looking at the all-time high, 473.54. A lot of strengths. The bulls are definitely showing up in the overall market. The closest support, I would say, is 462. So we are closer to this resistance. I would like to see it test and break out. Maybe we'll be testing the all-time high before the week closes out. NASDAQ 100, I'm still calling out 400 key technical level, key psychological level. I care a lot about that. If we get above it, close above it, and then watching 407. And same thing, the NASDAQ 100, the Qs, will be within striking distance of an all-time high. The Russell 2000, not really within striking distance of its all-time high. It got beat up a little bit more ever since the high on November 8th. But we are fighting back, and I'm looking for this gap fill at 228.50. Right now, similar to the other two indices, we do have a bit of a gap up. I'm really liking this bullish divergence. We've been talking a lot about that as we've been doing those technical studies with MACD, Alligator, RSI. This was definitely defined as a buying opportunity, and I want to see if this can go all the way up to 228, which would be this gap fill, but maybe we'll get this trend line breakout, and from there I would be interested in 235, 236. So overall, all three of the indices that we pay attention to are showing strength this morning, and I'm bullishly biased into market open, and I want to see how the first half hour plays out, but I'm definitely bullishly biased as we go into the trading day. Now for AMC, GME, AMC is up a little bit in pre-market. We want to get above and close above 31.25. We were very close to that yesterday, similar to the Russell 2000. We are seeing some bullish divergence in these daily candles. The market and also individually AMC has gone lower, but we're seeing less bearish momentum. So that tells me that bulls, that tells me that apes are stepping in to finally buy. We need to get this breakout. And then from there, I'll be watching that $35 mark. In terms of GME, similar situation, just got beaten down. We found support. We're right now looking pretty good in pre-market. Would love to see it get above 187. And then I'm looking for a test of 200. In terms of Ortex, the short interest on both AMC and GME has been going up, up, and away. The short interest right now on AMC is 19.12%, and the estimated short interest on GME is 12.55%. Both of these have been going up and up and up. Already today, they've borrowed 600,000 shares against AMC, and they've borrowed 100,000 against GME. Beyond these two, yesterday I didn't trade it at all, but it was actually the most heavily traded options contract was Apple. Makes me feel like someone knows something that I don't. But for this week, December 10th and also December 17th, there were a lot of 175s bought. People were really shelling out money on Apple. So I'll be watching this throughout the day. I haven't actively traded Apple in a hot minute. I don't think it's the most favorable environment because it's already in the overbought territory and I am being bullish on it. But maybe we could get a quick 5, 8, 10% trade in there. Like I said yesterday, we had a very nice trade on Nvidia, and then I got a little bit more for the swing. This expiration is December 17th, so I wanted to buy myself time for environments like this. It is down 1.5% in pre-market, so that's exactly why I got myself time, so I have more time for this to play out. I was very much watching this 324 level. Right where it closed out yesterday, that was a key level of resistance. If we pay attention to the daily chart right here, it hit 324, and the resistance is, guess what, acting as resistance. So for me to be profitable on this trade, I kind of needed to retest that and maybe even get this push above to, let's call the 324, 325 breakout a door that will lead to 333. But once again, December 17th, so not this Friday, but next Friday. So outside of the world of AMC and GME, very much watching Apple and Nvidia today. If Robinhood continues to show weakness, it's already so beaten down. I would love to short it. I would love to buy puts, but it's already so beaten down that I don't want to be like poking a bear there. I don't want to be like a short who gets messed over because there's still big players who are highly supportive of Robinhood. And of course, I'm still watching Prog, but for me, Prog is pretty simple. I think it's an undervalued company. I'm more than happy to sit there and see how things are really going to play out with it. Let's check on Lucid very quickly. Hanging out at 43, not doing anything too crazy. Of course, if there's any mega movers or anything like that, I'm more than happy to check it out, but let's do a quick check on crypto. So right now, Bitcoin, it did come back below 50,000, but it's like right there. I think it recaptures it soon. Ethereum is at 4,375. It's looking pretty strong. Solana at 190. Would love to see this recapture 200. Avalanche is hanging out at 90. If it goes down to 80, I'm definitely going to be seriously buying some Avalanche. Matic has been strong this entire time. Over the past couple of weeks, I've been bringing it up. I'm in Matic. I like Matic. It's kind of an Ethereum layer 2 project to help fix some of the issues that Ethereum has, such as its transactions and its cost. So Matic, I'm very, very bullish on all of the major utility coins, and then the ones that are particularly trying to improve those utility coins. This has played out very, very nicely. I think my first purchase of Matic was around 135-ish, so this one has been like a killer of a trade. Loopring, I wanted to bring to your attention because particularly today, because GameStop, after the market closes today, has its third fiscal quarter earnings report. And who knows, we might be getting the announcement that like the big assumption is that they've partnered up with Loopring, but it hasn't been publicly announced quite yet. So I wonder if in the earnings announcement, they're actually going to or not going to talk about Loopring. We already know that GameStop has fully committed itself to creating an NFT marketplace. And the big assumption through various things of just checking out Loopring's like GitHub, looking at who follows who on social media, there are strong indicators that Loopring will be the crypto that's like kind of backing their efforts. But once again, not officially announced. And I'm just curious at this earnings announcement, if that announcement will be coming out. I do own GameStop and I do own Loopring. So with both of these today, I'm I don't really think the technicals ever matter right before an earnings announcement, because if you're watching those intraday charts, like, does it really matter when you're about to have a big fundamental announcement and the post-market trading could completely just like wipe out whatever happened during the day? So on days like this, the technicals just don't really matter to me when you have such an important fundamental announcement about to happen. So we could watch it and see what's going on, but whether up, down, or sideways, the action, like I said, just doesn't matter, because what it's really going to come down to is what is or isn't said on the earnings call. Once again, after the market closes today for GME. So you might have noticed that I have a new thing up here, OHM. And I have about 8 minutes, so maybe I need to save this for later, but I'll give you the quick skinny on this. Many people recently, when I have been doing some crypto related things, have been saying, hey, what about Olympus DAO? What about like Wonderland Time? What's going on with these? And I was like, oh, okay, I'll look into it. Last night, couldn't sleep. So I was like, huh. And like a video got served to me on YouTube that was, I don't know, I went down a rabbit hole on YouTube. And before you know it, I was watching all of these videos on Olympus DAO, and also, hang on, let me bring this one up, Wonderland Time. And Wonderland Time right here. And now what's particularly interesting about these is whenever you're in the world of like crypto and liquidity pools and playing that game, trying to make some money, farming, basically yield farming, when you see numbers like this, right away, it's a red flag. I'm like, can you seriously get 7,264%? And then Wonderland Time is basically saying, hold my beer, and their APY is 76,000, which is just absolutely incredible. So in the middle of the night, what I did was, I don't know if you can see some of my private information, but if you can, please don't steal it. I took half of an Ethereum, 0.5 Ethereum, and I put it on Olympus DAO to see if this is real. I am the guinea pig, because whenever I see numbers like this, I just don't believe it. It's one of those things that if it sounds too good to be true, it probably freaking is. So I don't know. I really like. Of course, everyone wants this type of return to be true. A year later to be up 7,000%. Like, that's crazy. As in, if you put in $1,000 at the end of the year, you should have 72,000. That's insane. Or don't even get me started of what's going on here with Wonderland Time, 76,000. Like, that stuff is absolutely nuts. So I put 0.5 on Olympus DAO. Let me be the guinea pig. When something's too good to be true, it probably is. And I want to make a video explaining like kind of the math behind it. And they have this whole like treasury thing. And basically it's backed by all this fancy schmancy stuff. Right now, Ohm is trading at 499, but it's back to 127. So you're risking $470 basically per one. But then if you get that absurd APY after a certain amount of time, you're actually carrying it like in a riskless manner. And then it's even different here. Enter app on Wonderland with this type of APY. It's just absolutely nuts. And it's a weird economic experiment of kind of based on game theory of rational people will do what's best not only for them, but the entire system, which when it comes to Olympus DAO and Wonderland Time, that strongly relates to kind of everyone staking and no one screwing over the other person. But once again, we all know that the markets really are not that rational. So like I said, I am very new to this. Thus far, I have put half an Ethereum on Olympus DAO. What I'm planning on doing is putting one Ethereum on both Olympus DAO and Wonderland Time, and I'll keep you updated. Like every week or something, I'll say, hey, it is or it isn't working out, and then I can make a video explaining kind of like the math behind it, the reasoning, and how to do it all. But what I'm asking of you is because I am clearly absurdly new to all of this, let me know. Like for all of you, is it fake? Is it a rug pull? Like it sounds so absurdly good, and I feel dumb because I feel like I'm missing something. Because whenever it comes to these types of things, when you see those types of numbers, it just doesn't make sense. And like, what is the risk to it? Like, I watched some videos, and of course, when you find videos, everyone's like, I made this much money. I made this much money. Like, and like, of course, they're only kind of recounting positive experiences. But I'm curious if any of you listening right now have been able, have like known more about it. Like, have you been in it? What have you done with it? Is it real? Is it fake? Like, how many, if you've heard of it, is it a complete scam? Is it not a scam? I really don't know. Matty boy, I've been telling you about this for a month. Please DM me on Twitter. I have a ton of info, 100% accurate, and I want to discuss. All right, Jeremy, will do. That literally can't be real. That's kind of what I was thinking. But Jeremy, I'm curious. Okay, Jeremy, you've been in it for a month. Do you feel comfortable sharing with everyone? Like, are you up? Are you down? I have no Wonderland time. I put half on Olympus DAO. To my understanding, Wonderland time is not actually in a DAO. It is controlled by a private group, and they also haven't been audited yet. Just want to say I love your morning briefings. Best news feed out there. No joke. Keep it up. Shout out Occam's Phaser. You sound better. I'm almost there. I'm like 85% better. Like I'm in the final lap. In the final lap. Please take a look at ATER. It is back in play. ATER 574. You're looking for this breakout, this previous support of support turning into resistance. Look for the breakout and the hold above 588. And then from there, I'd be watching 665. What else do we have? But if you're in ATR, no, it's coming back. It's looking good. ATR, we did that. Been here since January. AMC to the moon. Shout out. So many things going to the moon. Beauty of Ohm and time is that APY percentage scales up when price goes down. So overall value drops during a price drop, but your accumulation rate from rebases goes up. Interesting. I'm in Wonderland DAO. I put in 3.9K. I am up 27K. They are a DAO, just not formed yet. I've been in since 10-2. You are up $27,000? Holy shit. That is nuts. So folks, as you can tell, I'm new to the game. I'm new to this whole yield farming thing. And for me, I find it particularly interesting just because I like to know the math behind it. Like that type of stuff. I don't know why this is not updating the colors properly. Hello? Hello? All right, there we go. Ding, ding, ding. The casino is open. That's insane. So you put in 4,000 and you're up 27,000. That's ridiculous. And you've been in it since October. So you've been in it for all of October, all of November, and a third of December. So 2 1/3 months. And you're up 27K off of a 4K investment. I don't know. I figure for me, I'll just do it. I'll be your guinea pig. Please, please, please. I'm not telling people to just get into it because it's one of these things that it sounds too good to be true. It very much feels like it sounds too good to be true. So please be careful. Let me be your guinea pig. Don't risk your money. Let me figure out what's going on. Let me be able to better, I guess, explain it. Let me do my research and share it with you. And maybe that'll be a good starting point for you to kind of go off of. But when you see numbers like that, it's just, I don't know. you want it to be true. But I found that like when it comes to the world of money and finance, the things that you like want, you're like, oh no, it's so like all of a sudden you're putting your guard down, and like then all of a sudden like subconsciously you start to ignore like very serious potential like red flags. All right, how do I even, so I don't, Jeremy is getting me all amped up about it. He's feeling good. I would seriously love to talk. I tried to tell you about it 6 weeks ago. There are so many scams, but Wonderland is legendary because of the dev. How did you get into those two? So actually, Jeremy, to be fair, has very much been telling me about Wonderland time for weeks now. And on top of that, last night, I've heard a little bit about Olympus DAO ever since I started looking into Constitution DAO. So that's where it first came on it. And then last night, by the luck of the algorithm, I was served a video about Olympus DAO on YouTube. And then I watched it. And then I very quickly went down the rabbit hole of like, what the hell's going on? It happened rapidly. Actually, what can I do here? So I did, like I said, my entire goal, Coinbase, and I could do this live with all of you. My entire goal is to put 1 Ethereum on Olympus DAO, 1 Ethereum on Wonderland time, and we'll go from there. And we'll figure it out if it's a freaking scam or not. But how do I do this? All right, send/receive. I need to send said Ethereum. Send Ethereum to myself. All right, we're sending that Ethereum. And let's just hope that I did it properly. All right. So I think it's network fee. Of course, it's always so expensive. Send now. Oh, I need this 2-step verification. Aw, shucks. Aw, shucks. Let's do it. I'll be the guinea pig. All right, cool. So what I'm doing is sending 2 Ethereum just because of gas fees and stuff. I needed a little bit more because, yes, I've already done 0.5 on Wonderland. So I just need a little bit extra to pay those gas fees, which is just absurd and absurdly frustrating. So anywho, I have 0.5 on Wonderland, so I'll do another 0.5. So I need to get it over 2 ohm, which I think I could do through like Pancake Swap or Sushi Swap or some crap like that. And then on Wonderland, it's something with Avalanche. I know it's on the Avalanche network. And I need to figure out what the hell is going on there. Wrap your memo so each rebase isn't taxed. See, and this is the things I need to learn. What does that even, I need to wrap my memo so each rebase isn't taxed. Please research impermanent loss when yield farming. It's the greatest threat. The more people that get in a pool, the less APR it will go down. So that makes sense. The more people doing this, as the cat's out of the bag, it will obviously go down. And that makes sense to me. Once you stake it, you can wrap it. Whoa. Cow, sounds like a scam to me. It might be. Folks, I do not know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm doing it live with all of you to figure out like what the hell is or isn't happening. Use MetaMask wallet in Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's, I saw... Wait, where did I see that? Stake on Trader Joe. But wait. I already staked it right here. I staked 4 ohm last night, half an Ethereum. Do I need to do something beyond that? Stake on Trader Joe. I have no clue what that means whatsoever. Apparently the ROI on 5 days is 6%. an ROI of 5 days of 6%, folks, that's the market sometime. That like the entire stock market, if you're like, oh yeah, I got like 6% this year, people are like, oh, okay, that's like pretty reasonable. And they're apparently saying it in 5 days. That's what I'm saying. My red flags, my bullshit flags are going through the roof. And I want to figure it out. I'll do it all live. I'll let you know. Jeremy, please DM me. Okay. Yeah. Well, could you DM me just so you're at the top of my messages? Trader Joe's to change AVAX to time. Okay. So now I need to get Avalanche. So I probably should have just straight up bought Avalanche. Why did I buy Ethereum? Now I just wasted my own money. Shit. Well, that's a bummer. I should have. Yeah. Wrap tokens don't grow with rebase, reduces taxable instances. Unwrapping multiplies it back by index value. Yeah, you need, yes, you did. Everyone's like, yeah, you messed that one up. I mean, I guess what I could do is just buy Avalanche and just save that Ethereum for something else. So I don't have to keep paying those stupid gas fees. That's probably the best way to do it. All right. So is Avalanche on Coinbase? So I'll just straight up buy Avalanche. I feel like that's the best way to handle this. All right. I'm just going to buy Avalanche. Buy Avalanche. AVAX. All right. Buying Avalanche. $20 fee. That's not a bad deal. All right. I just bought Avalanche. And I'll save that other Ethereum for something else. Okay. Done. Done. We did it. Make sure to add the Avalanche network to your MetaMask. So I need to add the network. Network. Add a network name. I don't know the freaking name. Man, I am wildly out of my depth. We'll figure it out, though. We'll figure it out. All right. AMC just below 30 right now, or at 30. That's AMC. And then GME is at 173. Would love to see this recapture 175. This is kind of that classic thing we've been seeing where there's like weird volatility and whiplash for the first 10, 20, 30 minutes, and then things start to trend. So let's see if that's what we have, of like just 10 minutes of like blah. And now finally, I mean, I see the SPY is looking good over here. I'm currently getting beat up on Nvidia, but Nvidia, I mean, at first this morning, it was looking actually pretty solid. It got up to 323. We have a pattern of a higher low right here. Starting at 10 a.m., I will be able to show you any of the unusual whale alerts. So let's see if there's like any interesting trades there. Use MetaMask and Trader Joe's. Jeremy, just wait until we talk. Okay, we'll do. Wait, Jeremy, are you in the Discord still? Because I feel like this is something you could just share with the entire Discord, and like we could all learn from Professor Jeremy. If AVAX is on Voyager, why are you not buying it there? Just wondering. Because it's very easy for me to just go between Coinbase and MetaMask like super easily. I'm literally waiting on my insurance money from totaling my car to buy these juicy dips. Who needs a car? Dan, I hope you're all right, man. What are my thoughts? What are your thoughts about Lucid? Lucid, I'm bullish on it. Right now, we're seeing a little bit of weakness. How's Tesla doing today? So Lucid's down 5%. Tesla's actually down 1%. So it seems like the EV sector is having a little bit of a rough morning. But once again, we're only 12 minutes into the day. So Lucid has support at $40. That's clear support. I'd be watching that. And you're looking for a breakout above 44, 45 right in here. Medium to long term, I'm definitely bullish on Lucid. Definitely bullish on Lucid. I don't see why... I don't see a good argument to not be. Just everything that I'm reading and internalizing about the world of EV is it's growing right now and it's big, but it's kind of that concept of we haven't seen anything yet. Like I think it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. The Qs are looking good, which should bode well for this Nvidia bet. So I want the Qs to keep looking spicy. So basically, the SPY and the Qs, look how similar these are. These things are stupidly similar this morning. The SPY over here, the Qs over here. So it seems like tech and the overall market are kind of in lockstep today. How do we have the Russell 2000? Russell 2000 differently, but all three of these are showing strength. So we saw a little bit of, like, I guess, concern right out of the gate. But if you're going to bring up, I don't know, the MACD, you're seeing some of this stuff start to cross over. So the momentum at first, undeniable. The first 10 minutes, clearly the momentum was bearish, but things are starting to turn. So let's see if it can actually hold, or let's see if the bears actually have the upper hand. You got to wait. You got to be patient. People are being indecisive. Political concerns, both international and domestic. It really does feel as if the unicorn concerns are finally subsiding. Yeah, Evergrande. So that was kind of a discussion yesterday, but Evergrande is pretty much like officially defaulting and kind of like done. Violet Burr. Hey, Matt, I'm hungover and going through a messy breakup, but I'll be damned if I'm going to miss your streams. Stay apish, and can I get an, oh, brother, I'll give you a better one because you're having a hard day. Oh, brother, here they come. I'm sorry you're going through that. I hope it goes expediently. I hope as this one door closes, I hope an amazing, beautiful glass diamond crystal door opens for you. Check out M31 Andromeda V2 launched by Baby Cakes Dev. Did 22,700x in 3 days on BSC. Already a deal with Tommy Chong 6-9 and more this week. Man, there's so many just like crazy things. Andromeda V2. I'll check that out. Wrote it down. Is this a BlackRock fallout, especially when they own most AMC? No, I don't think so. Right now, AMC has been kind of just whatever that movement is that we're seeing in the SPY and the Russell, we're seeing that. To think that, I think there's too many people who are specifically watching AMC and GME, not realizing that there's like an entire market that's going to have influence on that particular equity. Pay attention to the SPY, pay attention to the Russell 2000 specifically for AMC, and I think it's good to pay attention to the Qs and also the Dow. You got to know what the overall market is doing. Morning, Mark. Your dad said your girlfriend should change your oil after your trips to New York. Could meme buying impact AMC price or the squeeze? Could meme buy? Is that an ETF? A meme ETF? Yeah, it could. Especially because like this ETF, if AMC has exposure in this, what is this thing? Listed. ETFs have to own the underlying asset. So them buying, that's just more demand. Now, it comes really to the question of like, well, how much buying are they actually going to do? That's a very important question. Obviously, the more buying, the better. T Money is just spamming Avalanche. Obviously, he's very excited about Avalanche. I myself just got some, but I don't know how long I'll have it, when in reality, I'm just trying to figure out this Time Wonderland thing. How's Nvidia doing? All right, Nvidia, you got to do your thing. Nvidia, I probably need it at this point 325, maybe 325, 326. It'd probably be like where I get the percentage gains that I want on it, and I think it's possible. I'm not sweating this at all whatsoever. The SPY just kind of flat. The Q's a little bit stronger, but coming down a bit. IWM looking good. This should do very well for AMC. IWM looks like it wants to test 225. Matic all-time high. Whoa, really? Matic. No. The all-time high is 280. It's a second all-time high or whatever, but it's 282, 283 is the all-time high on Matic. Matic breaking out and pushing. Matic's great. I forget, do I have Matic on Voyager? Do I have Matic on... I might have Matic on Voyager, or I have it on Coinbase. If you want any of these that we're talking about, check out Voyager. It's in the description, or here, I can put it above my head. There, Voyager. Download the app, put in that code MAT21. As soon as you trade $100 of any crypto, you get an extra $25 of Bitcoin. Sometimes it takes a little bit to be credited to your account, but give it time. It'll get there. People are talking about PayPal. PayPal was another one that was on our watch list of this right here. I said this was a buy signal. That's why we have this marked out. This is looking very good. We're breaking from this resistance at 193, 194. I think this is an easy ride up to 200. And then from there, I'd be watching 216 and then watching 226. Once again, you have bullish divergence in the RSI. This is not a quick play. I would give yourself maybe a couple weeks, but I think you could be riding this up to 200, 216, 226. The technicals, like you're buying it during weakness when other people were freaking out. Your support's close by. You could risk 180, you could risk 171, 174. Those are all your very legitimate risk points. We have technicals that are favoring this. 200 is not only a previous support, which will now act as resistance, key psychological level. Then I'm watching 216, then 226. There's money to be made in PayPal. As of now, I don't have any PayPal, just so everyone is well aware. My current play is very much Nvidia, but we'll see. I don't know. Maybe if I get out of this Nvidia play and PayPal's still looking good, maybe I'll play that, or maybe depending on what's going on in the options market or something. I have literally no PayPal. I have no skin in the game on that. It just looks like opportunity. Hey, Matt, took some time off and got married, but back now and ready to make some money with you. Keep up all the good work, my dude. Shout out and congratulations on your wedding. I hope you're still bullish on DraftKings. Dip buying was fun. Let's keep moving up. I am. DraftKings and Penn National Gaming, I think, are dirt cheap right now. So here's DraftKings. Extremely oversold, bouncing back, and I think the same could be said about Penn right here. I'm bullish on both of them. I think similar to PayPal, you're buying on extreme weakness. I'm a fan of it. Look at this. Russell is breaking out. We got above that 225 in AMC. Look at the similarities in these two. Whenever you hear someone saying that, like, we need the market to crash for a MOAS on AMC or GME, please understand that these are directly related and not inversely related. Yes, people will point out beta, like a negative beta value, but that's because they don't understand what beta is actually telling them. Beta, this is a very easy thing to kind of get confused about. Beta, first of all, you have to know the time frame. If you look at the 1 year time frame on AMC, it's going to have a negative beta, but you're also supposed to apply beta to an equity or whatever you want to apply it to that has normally distributed price movement. I don't think AMC does, because it's been one of the craziest years. It's been AMC's craziest stock year ever. Beta is just not a good measurement for AMC whatsoever. Sometimes you see correlations that are just not a good data set to be using. You have to know at a certain point of like when things are or aren't applicable. I strongly believe that AMC is much more directly related than inversely related to the overall market and specifically the Russell 2000. All right, so AMC, IWM having a good day. Nvidia kind of flat at 320. I'll need to be waiting on that. How is Apple looking? Apple's having a good day. What else is going? The SPY, the Qs. What else is moving today? We have a little bit of Matic crushing it. Got all the way up to 258. Hood sold off. Crappy company. Qs, I really think we're looking at the 400. It hit 398.77. So what? $1.23 left to go on that one. I think it's very much going there. Apple's looking strong. All right, we have that. All right, Nvidia needs to get back above 322. 322. That's what I'm watching on Nvidia. What else do we have? Prague. Let's check out Prague very quickly. Oh, Prague having a perfect upward channel type of a day. Let's see if it can get above $3. All right. Cool. AMD calls are printing. How is AMD doing? AMD is up 0.8%, 146. Kind of some nice bounce action. It had a nice rip, took a breather. So your risk is super well defined. 134, easy risk point. Right now it's at some resistance trying to get out. I'd be watching 152 after this. If it keeps going there. Is Apple's just crushing the day. I see a lot of people asking about Lucid. What kind of a day is Lucid having? I mean, you want to get above 42.30, rejection. So you're getting a bit of a W, a bit of a higher low, a wedge, a cup and handle, whatever you want to call it. But you want this to get above 42.30. The Qs just took a hit. Look at that. The Qs take a hit, and then you see obviously major tech-related stocks also having a bit of a problem. Qs, but Apple kind of held up actually. What's going on in the Qs right now? So I know in about 6 minutes we have the JOLTS report, the jobs. So we do have not the normal like jobless claims, but a different jobs report coming out in about 5 minutes now. So I wonder if people are kind of positioning themselves for that. Could be a little bit of volatility going into it. Don't be a beta, Sigma male grindstone, buy high, sell low, right? Also, when's the baby coming out? Shout out Tim Trey. Can you look at XELA? More than happy to. XELA, a gap up going red. I am not a fan of that. So it is oversold. So you're buying, like, there is a potential just for a classic reversion right there. But also, this thing, all it's done since July is sell off. Like, the trend is, like, you're trying to catch a falling knife right now on XELA. Be careful with it. Your risk is either 105 or 118. It's currently trading at 130. I think there is some opportunity to make money, but I think there's better opportunities in the market right now. Posture check. Thank you for that. That's very kind of you. How is GME doing? 172.44. Let's hope it can hold 172. GME, like I was saying this morning, to me, it really doesn't matter what GME does today. We're just waiting for the earnings this afternoon. It really does not matter at all what GME does today. I care about what is or isn't said at the earnings. Hey, Matt, could you drop an eye on Square, SQ? Square potentially kind of has that like that PayPal vibe of where it's been getting beaten down. The RSI is extremely low. So if you're okay with risking $18 per share, which is about 10%, it's almost exactly 10%. Your risk is right here. It's this low. You are buying it on some weakness. It is at support. There is another important support at 151. I don't know if it'll get there in the short term though, just because it's already so extremely oversold. So you might have some good reversion opportunity. Just be careful because before it goes up, it might want to gap fill to 180. I don't see a clear trend on it right now. All right, AMC trying to make this base at 30.60. Remember, 31.25 is a very important level. Really, it's like, I don't know, we'll call it 31.15 to 31.30. It's like that region on AMC. That would be a nice technical breakout. We want AMC above it. We want it to sit above it. We want to trade considerable volume above it. 31.15 to 31.30, that region. As you can see, we kind of tapped it this morning around 31.22. That was at 9.51. I'm kind of curious if we're about to see a little bit of a jolt in the market. We have, what, a minute 45 until that one report comes out. Okay, yeah, let me change the screen up. But if you want crypto, check it out. Voyager, I like it. If you want Coinbase, the link's in the description. You just download the app for Voyager. You put in that code MAT21, or you can click on that Coinbase thing. But they're both early in the description. But let me go to the Rocket. I like the Rocket. All right, where are we at? Minute 30. Let's get some tea going, folks. It's gonna be a day. Gonna be a day. What else do we have? All right, I think I'm up to date there. Let's see some good moves today. Good luck. Greenwood 14, shout out. Baseline Truth, appreciate the test, Matt. Good luck. Yeah, I'll let you know how it all goes. Yo J Bob subscribing with Prime. Shout out to Yo J Bob. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. Let's get a little bit of background music going on. A little bit of just a little bit of vibes. Is that I feel like that's a good volume. Should be a solid volume. All right, let's do, yeah, someone just brought up a good point. Just quick short interest check on AMC and GME. AMC 19.11 and GME 12.54. They've already borrowed 100,000 against GME and 600,000 against AMC. Actually, this was the pre-market borrowing, so not too much of a change quite yet the first 30 minutes into the day. All right, that report just came out, the JOLTS report. And as you can see, it was a positive result. JOLTS just coming out at 10 a.m. People buying up that news. It's kind of actually fascinating how that stuff works. So there are these algorithms that have pretty impressive text processing capabilities. And as soon as these reports drop, they know what they're looking for. That's coded in. They take it, and within like portions of a second, they know if the report is good or not. Obviously, this one was good, and that's why these algorithms are buying it up right now. Once again, I mean, it's probably dropping on CNBC. CNBC JOLTS. Is there? It just came out. CNBC. Let's see if they have it. No. Pfizer will resubmit full data. It's out somewhere because it comes out at 10, so people are buying up. Maybe it's on. Maybe later. Don't tell me to verify. What do we have? I bet Zero Hedge has probably tweeted it out. Nope. Nope. Did Walter Bloomberg? Walter Bloomberg, what do we get here? Yes, U.S. jobs opening 11 million in October, Labor Department. I believe the expectation was like around 10 something, so it beat. I believe that was the number that I was reading. So yes, the JOLTS report came out, and right when it came out, obviously the market liked it. We saw that enthusiasm right at the 10-minute mark, or the 10 a.m. hour mark. Hey Matt, AMC shares outstanding is 513 million. The float is 512 according to Yahoo. Is that a good thing? That just tells you, so outstanding shares is the amount of shares in existence. The free float is what you and I can trade. It's what the public can trade. And then the other portion of that is closely held. That's like the terminology. So free float plus closely held equals the outstanding shares. Closely held, it's going to differ from data source to data source, but it's basically just shares that people, whoever the data provider is, thinks that they're not going to be trading at all. So whether it's insiders that have vesting schedules, pension funds who move very slowly, or whatever it is, it's just shares that like we're kind of confident are not going to be traded. So what this is telling you, the fact that the free float is so close to the outstanding, that tells you that there's not many closely held shares. Most shares are like being traded by the public. Is HOOD going to zero? I don't know if it'll go to zero. Like, I'm sure someone like would buy it out before that, but it's not a good situation. What are my thoughts on Dwack? It's just a bunch of hype right now. You can make money on hype. Whenever this happened, I was calling for the gap fill to 52 and ended up coming all the way down to 36. With this though, right now they haven't rolled out with the beta. It's a shell company of a shell company. It's an idea. It's a $1.8 billion idea. They don't have users. They don't have a product. They don't have revenue. They don't have advertisers. If they pull it off, that might be a different story. But as of now, it very much is an idea. They're hiring people. They're trying to get things like put together. So that's reasonable. That's definitely reasonable. It's an idea right now. There's nothing to even dive into. We can't dive into its users growth, to its revenue growth, to its advertisements, because none of that exists. It's currently best described as a shell company around another shell company. Does that mean that's how it's always going to be? Absolutely not. I mean, social media platforms, they all have to start somewhere, and it could end up becoming a very, very popular one. I don't know. We have to wait. What about Prague? Someone said, what about Prague? I'm sitting on Prague. It's currently trading at 271. We see a little bit of an iffy market right now. Indecisive. The market tried to really get going this morning. You see this in IWM. You see this in SPY. You're going to see it the same in the Qs. But things got smacked pretty quickly. And I think there was a certain amount of over exuberance. And now let's just see if we can make a higher low and decide where we're going to go. But I mean, the Qs are going perfectly flat. The Russell's coming down a little bit. And then you have the SPY that is also pretty much going flat. So the SPY and the Qs are looking very, very similar today. All right, it is past 10. Let's see what kind of alerts we have. Today is December 8th. No updates, no alerts for you quite yet on unusual whales, but let's just check out Tiblio. These are low numbers. I want to see more. I want to see bigger numbers. Bigger. More. Those are small too. So both the calls and the puts, I want to see higher numbers. Bigger bets. Bigger money. All right. Let's get some green. Let's get some enthusiasm. Let's get some momentum. There we go. There's our green. Matt, Cardano heading back to 105 in your opinion? I have no idea where it's going. I still have my Cardano. I'm holding on to it. I'm gonna just been diamond handing it. Cardano's been upsetting me. I think it just takes time. We just have to I'm trusting in the development team. I'm trusting in their vision. I'm trusting in their tech. I mean, it's good tech. I think it just needs to become, especially they are proof of stake, which is awesome. That's what Ethereum's trying to pull off. And they are live with their smart contracts. I think we just need a wider mass adoption of the utility of their smart contracts. AMC trying to get a little intraday breakout here, make that run back up to 31, probably 30-ish. Let's see how it reacts there. IWM hopefully putting in a similar low at 223, trying to get that bounce. Things are trying to pick up their head right now. Man, I need Nvidia back up here at 322 for sure. What else do we have? Hey, Big Ducky, can you check out BLDR? BLDR. Builders First Source building products. I mean, just a nice, beautiful grind to the upside. It just hit in, I don't know if this is an all-time high. It looks like an all-time high. I wouldn't buy at an all-time high, especially when you have this gap below it and 2 gaps below it. If you're in it, ride the trend. If you have no position, you got to be patient, because at some point I think it's going to be filling the gaps to 74 and 60. But if you're already in it, you don't know how high it's going to go before the party kind of ends. Like, it's been a nice grind to the upside. How much does it trade? $76, 680,000 already. Trades just under 3 million a day. Not the most high interest stock, but there's some interest in it. I mean, this seems like just like one of those quiet grinders, but right now, I don't know if now's the opportunity to get in. A gap up going red, you have 2 gaps to fill below it. The RSI is coming off of an extremely overbought territory. You're fighting against the technicals. Someone said math is racist. I saw that. That was like a trending story on Twitter today, that math is racist, which is like such a freaking clickbait. It's so obviously clickbait. I think what they really mean to say is like maybe like the curriculum or the way in which we teach it, but to say like math itself is racist, like that's just so obviously clickbait. So obviously, like it's so, why? That was on USA Today. Like, if you want to argue that our education system has issues and it could be presented in a different manner, or like there's just better ways to teach, well, yeah, of course. Like I've been through the education system. I fully understand it could be improved. But to say that a subject matter itself is racist, that's clickbait galore. I can't, yeah, no, that was a US, it was trending, I'm surprised. And I read it a little bit, and that's what they were talking about. USA Today, math is racist. I don't pay for it. But as you can see, oh, it got reposted by Yahoo Sports. Is math education racist? Debate rages over changes to how US teaches the subject. To me, that's a little bit more of a fair headline opposed to the original USA Today that just like, is math racist? And that's what media does. Like, they're always trying to stir up a visceral reaction like that. A lot of people, I think, are gonna be like, what? I think that's going to be a majority of people. But then you have some people on one extreme that they're like, yeah, it is racist. And then you have other people who are saying, what? How is math racist? And that's what they're doing. They're playing to emotions. They're trying. They want that. That's their goal, is to get some sort of absurd reaction out of people. They want people to be in the comments fighting about it. And to me, that's just disgusting. Just be honest. A better title for it is, could math education be improved? Not as snazzy, not as grabby, but that's legitimately what they're talking about. Like, it's so ridiculous. Humans discovered math. We didn't make it. True. Hey, Big Ducky, can you check out BLDR? All right, we did that. Ryan E, great question. Shout out, shout out, shout out. All right, AMC's having a good day. Nvidia's not. How's GME? GME, let's get this break above 175 and some change. Right there, 175.50. AMC coiling up for a nice move. How's the SPY looking over here? What's Matic doing? Matic still strong. Maybe you could get above 260. Avalanche up $1. Bitcoin. Actually, a lot of crypto perking up right now. Crypto. Can I check out Roku? So Roku had that deal this morning. Had that gap up, but now it's pretty much at its opening value. I guess Roku on an intraday basis, it's just, this is your low, 233 and some change. Can it base here and looking for it to get back above 238, 240. All right, AMC is like actually looking pretty solid right now. Pretty solid. What's your opinion on Talkspace long term? Lots of cash and little debt. I don't know much about its fundamentals to be able to give a fair breakdown of it long term. Its chart does not look good though. Has lots of cash and little debt. Why is this stock getting beat up so much? It looks like it was a SPAC that went south. A SPAC, they announced it, came back, and then it gapped out on its earnings, missed on its earnings, and now it's flat. It doesn't really seem to move much ever. It's done a great job of going absolutely nowhere, pretty much November. Just flat, $2. I don't know. I think there's going to be better opportunity. Better opportunity. AMC going green? Certainly. Certainly. GME, so AMC is green by now, 2 cents. So we made that red green move. We're looking for this breakout of 31.15 to 30 that I've been kind of calling out. GME, we have about $3 more to go, so that puts it at 177. So maybe the enthusiasm in AMC will help with GME. I think that could be really, really cool. Let's check that out. The Qs had a good morning, and now I don't know, it's a lot of indecisive right now. A lot of indecisive people. We don't know if it's going up, going down, going sideways. Let me see if there's any alerts for you. All right, so thus far, so neither of these are short term. Most of these are for January 7th, and actually one of them is Square. Wait, a Square 200 put, but we're below 200. I don't like that. That's not like a strong directional play. And then you have DraftKings. Hang on. DraftKings bid side. Yeah, so thus far, the two alerts that I'm seeing come through, not too interesting to me. Bid side, I want to see like ask side out of the money plays, ideally in a short time frame, and neither of the ones that have come across on the alerts have been that yet. AMC has 9 mil, not a bad start. SPY and Qs waking up. GME, we just are looking for a ticket above 175.50. I think that will happen with AMC getting above 31.30, getting that breakout and hold. Generally, you see enthusiasm when one of them is very enthusiastic, as in AMC versus GME, then the other one lags a little bit behind, but eventually becomes pretty enthusiastic. How's Tesla looking today? How's Lucid looking today? Oh, Lucid with that move back. Apple still crushing it. Like I said, yesterday, the most highly traded contract was December 10th, 17th, Apple 170s and 175s. Very much makes me feel like people know something that we don't know. Makes me definitely feel that way, that they like are just, whether maybe they don't know something, maybe it's just so many people that are like, yep, we're all buying, and then it very quickly becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it's just a game of like hot potato of who's going to be the last one to really buy. Could be. All right, I need Nvidia to get back above 319, and if you're in the Nvidia trade, you also need it to get back above 319. Elephant in the room. We had a breakup and a marriage this morning. Someone follows your relationship advice and someone doesn't. But who? MLev calling out the good questions. I like that. Hey, Mark, longtime ape here. In honor of your thickness and potential MOS, your new opener should be "It ain't easy being squeezy." Shout out, Angela. I appreciate that. It ain't easy being squeezy. AMC's having a great day. It's a good day, folks. It's a good day. I think we all woke up this morning knowing it's a good day. And it might be better if I get a 7,000 APY on Olympus and a 76,000 on Wonderland Time. That just seems so crazy. There has to be a catch. Like, what's the catch? What's the catch? Can I have a birthday squeeze? Is it your birthday, S. Reed? If so, happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right. Well, as these things are still beautifully green, this is your very friendly 10:18 a.m. reminder. If you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate it if you could drop that like button. It just helps me out with the algorithm. And don't forget to join up with the Moon Gang by hitting that subscribe button. If you're on Rumble, you could hit that Royal Rumble button, also subscribe. And then if you're on Twitch, if you want to file, all of that type of stuff, it is completely free. It does not cost you a cent, but it helps me out greatly just with battling these algorithms and really just getting presented, I suppose, in front of other people. Thank you. All right, SPY kind of flat right now. Q's really not moving much. What's moving? Rivian flat. Apple, I guess. How's Microsoft doing today? How is Pinterest? So Pinterest was a unusual whales call from 2 days ago. Nope. Is it Pins? Pinterest. Yeah, Pins. Pinterest has been doing super strong. Look for that breakout on 40. If you took that unusual whales trade, that was crushing it. I did not particularly take that one. What else do we have? Roku got some action. Is Roku coming back on the day? Not particularly. Things are trying to wake up. AMC woke up though. Disney. Let's check out Disney. Oh, Disney having some nice movement. Hang on, let's check out the daily on Disney. Oh, I kind of like this. Risk a little far away, 142. You're risking $10, but if this gets going, you might be seeing 156, 158 pretty soon. The SPY waking up. It seems like things are starting to finally wake up. Here we go. Hey, we've all been 50 minutes too late to work before, but the market, it was late. Amy girl, she showed up. She was on time today, but the rest of the office was clearly 50 minutes late today. And that happens. It definitely happens, but it's not. We'll mark them as tardy. We'll remember this, but hey, maybe broken down car or something like that. Broken down car. Oh yeah, the people in Twitch. I hope you're enjoying those new emojis. I don't even know how to do. What's the new one? This is the one. There we go. We got some new emotes. Hey, any good platform suggestions to track for all of your P&L for stocks and crypto? I don't use one like this, but I think think that's what Mint does. MINT. I think Mint will fulfill that need, where you basically provide it with your login to all of your accounts, and then it scrapes that data for you. I know there's ones that are specific to stocks, ones that are specific to crypto, but to be able to, like, in one place have all of your, like, let's just call it your net worth, all of your accounts, I think that's what Mint does. I've never used it myself, but I think that's what you're going to be after. And I also think it's free. Please someone correct me if I'm wrong about that, but I think Mint is free. AMC Jimmy Apes, make some noise. Shout out Tenacious Sour D. Someone wanted a GameStop chart. Is GameStop moving? If it gets above that, like, it needs to hold above 175. I mean, we're gonna put up charts that are moving. Like, if AMC is not moving, if GMC is not moving, we're not gonna really waste the space on it. Especially if you're actively trading it. Well, it's important to watch the minute-to-minute charts or the 5-minute to 5-minute. But if you're just sitting in it and you know you're not gonna sell it no matter what happens today, you don't really need to watch it. You should use that time and energy to learn about other things, to learn about market structure, to learn about crypto, to learn about futures, to learn about options. But I wanted to talk about this, and I think that's very important. We don't really need to have AMC and GME up unless you're, like, actively trading it. It's like one thing to check on it. Like, of course, I'm never going to take it away from here so you can see, like, what price it's currently at. But if you already know that you're, like, in it and you're not, like, getting out unless there's ungodly numbers or something ungodly horrific happens, if it's just going sideways, we don't need to use one of our spots on it. Green tea. All right, Nvidia waking up. Let's see where let's finally check in on my Nvidia. So yesterday we had one nice Nvidia play. What percentage? I kind of want to write these down. I should actually start, like, documenting these all somewhere. So yesterday we made a nice 14% trade, or I did. I don't know where other people locked it in, but we got into Nvidia at 7 in the call options and got out at 8. And then at the end of the day, we swung one, and I'm trying to come up with a methodology that I can easily articulate to all of you, especially if you're battling with PDT, because I think that would be very, very helpful. So right now, the Nvidia play that I'm currently in, down by $1, got in at 7.11, and it's currently trading at 6.10. So I very much need Nvidia. I'll be able to probably get the profits I need around 325, and it's trading at 320. So that means that I need Nvidia to go 325. That means I need it to go. I need it to be positive by 1.5% on the day. We're looking for Nvidia to go up by 1.5% for me to lock in my 10%. Man, AMC is looking great. Looking great, great, great. All right, what else is moving right now? Let's get the movers. Lucid doing some stuff. Apple having a great day. What else are you guys watching? ISIG. It's on its third halt. What is ISIG? ISIG. Wow. That's up 98%. Advertising and marketing services. Probably some sort of, like... I'm not in it. This is the first time I've heard of this. That's crazy. Congrats if you're crushing it. Some people are saying Disney, DraftKings. A lot of people are saying DraftKings. DraftKings having a good day. I'm a fan of DraftKings. How is Disney looking? Disney, we might be looking for this breakout right here. Look at 152, 150, or excuse me, 153. Snap and Twitter. So Snap and Twitter are having a good day. Snap's having a great day. Up 6%. Snap is crushing it. Twitter up 2%, having a good day, but Snap having a great day. I have no Snap position right now, but congrats. It looks like it's getting, maybe it could get this breakout right here. What a run for Snap. The lunatics are running the asylum, so everything is racist now. Some media would have you believe that, but my bet is on people. You have a very loud minority that is loud, a very loud minority of people. And then I think the average person is, I truly believe the average person is a good person that's just trying to get through their day. I think that media is out there trying to fan a lot of embers that can become serious fires that are problematic. They'll do it for views and clicks. And I see this on both sides, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you hate me and you disagree with me and you're like, no, this is all very, very accurate. Whether left or right, I think both of them are extreme. And I don't think the average person is that extreme. I think the average person, they wake up, they hang out with their friends, their family, they go to work, they hang out with their friends and family, and they come back. I don't think mainstream media anymore is actually representative of the average person. I really don't. Matt, what would you tell someone who calls the market a gamble / stock trading? Well, I guess it kind of comes down to how are they defining a gamble? If their argument is that there's risk, of course there's risk. To think that there's not risk is silly and it's inaccurate. But there's also a risk in anything you do. There's a risk getting in your car and driving to work. That's a risk, not like it's a different type of risk, but it's still a risk. And obviously you can engage in the market in more and on the other side of the coin, less risky ways. But yeah, money you put in the market, it can go to zero. It can go poof. It can go to nothing. You should never, ever be betting money that you're unwilling to lose. Now, there's certain scenarios where you can be a little bit more logical with it. And okay, maybe your risk is at a certain point. That's why I'm always trying to teach, please understand your risk reward. Don't chase runners. I look at something like ISIG, and that's cool. And if you're in it, I hope you're crushing it. But the risk is too high to just arbitrarily buy that right now. You might get lucky. Maybe you ride it up to 25, get in, get out, and quickly lock in your gains. That's obviously a possibility. But it's dependent on how you choose to engage in the market. Is there risk? Of course there's risk. Anyone telling you that there's no risk, they don't know what they're talking about. But it's how you manage that risk that's kind of going to separate the people who end up having a storied career, making a lot of money, versus people who end up getting in there for a couple months and they just blow up their account. Can you check out LGVN? Had a bit of a squeeze in November. It's on the threshold list and looks to be doing pretty strong. LGVN. So I know that this one got a drug approved that relates to kind of infants. Your support, pretty established. 1670, and you're looking for the breakout above 24. This thing, LGVN, if it gets above 24.5 to 25, this is the region of resistance. Above that, I think you could see some explosions again, but that's a big if. It has to obviously get above that point. I remember this being news when it went absolutely haywire. I never got a position. It's kind of calming down a bit, and maybe it's gearing up for round 2. Not exactly in my wheelhouse of trades, but if it's something that you're interested in, just make sure you have a well-established risk. Right now, I'm very much babying this Nvidia play. Nvidia, let's just go to 325. How's Apple doing? Apple's still trucking higher. Just trucking. How's GME? 175. That needs to get above 176. IONQ, think it could be big. Well, why is that? What's going on with IONQ? I must have done some sort of ski slope analysis on it before. I have it jumping off at 18. I don't even know. I forget what was going on here. It's a financial conglomerate, so it's a SPAC play. They must have absorbed someone. Does anyone know who IONQ partnered with? Thoughts on UPST? So this is the company that with every earnings announcement seems to like just crush it. It kind of broke that trend recently, but before that, it would just rip and rip and rip. So you're buying it on some weakness right now. There is a gap fill to 140, but the RSI is already pretty oversold. So 188, that is still quite a wide risk. Because like we know the gap fills to 140, 141. It's trading at 188. That's tough. That's tough. I guess you could risk 156, but even that's a wide risk. So I like this. Like I like the fact of buying weakness. We know that the stock can do super, super well. My issue with it right now is just what's your risk point? It seems like the reasonable risk points are kind of far away. So you might have to let the chart develop a little bit more. Thoughts on Sentinel 1 dip? Package software, I would stay away from this one. It's at support, but if it doesn't hold this, you're then testing the all-time low. And if you break through the all-time low, then you don't know. You're letting price discovery to the downside build out. This is a lot of bearish momentum, so maybe the bears have run out of steam. So if you start to see it bend back around, you could use the most recent low as your risk, totally. But you would definitely want to see that momentum first. Like this is a high risk scenario currently. It went up, made a higher low, and then just got absolutely demolished starting on November 17th. I wonder what happened. Like this thing went from 75 all the way down to 45. This thing got rocked. Snap looks like it's about to do something. IWM, cup and handle. IWM, let's check that out. Oh, IWM's looking good, which means to me, that tells me that the odds of AMC continuing on an intraday basis are pretty solid. Apple is crushing it. GME coming back to life. Maybe we'll get this breakout of 176. Snap having a great day. Snap, if it can get above where it's at right now, I think it's going to have like no problem getting up to 55, 56. Snap's having an awesome day. GameStop trying to turn it back around. SPY being weird. Q's being flat. They both had a really good day yesterday. And right now they're kind of flat while the Russell's actually having a super, super solid day. What do we have? Nvidia. I need Nvidia to wake the hell up. Apple still strong. Snap. Awesome. Someone just screamed Lucid. Lucid's having a great day too now, but it's still down 1.6, so it had quite the gap down and it's fighting back. Look for this breakout of 43.20. Can I check out the short interest on ear? Yeah. There we go. AMC just caught a nice bid. So you are asking for Ergo on the Nasdaq. Ergo on the Nasdaq. Let's check out the short data. The estimated short interest is 6.9%, so I don't think that's by any means a short squeeze candidate. I'm so jacked right now. I have a few spreadsheets I want to share. I want to discuss it first, though. Should I be on Discord, on break? You tell me. Yeah. I'll be on. What is today? Today is Wednesday. Yeah. Jeremy, I'll first DM you on Twitter. What in Texas Roadhouse are you listening to? I don't even know. I don't want to go to the next song. Matcha latte. Oh, folks, important update. You know me. I'm a cappuccino guy now. And I had a cappuccino yesterday. I went to a local cafe And I was like, hey, can I have a cappuccino? And they're like, what? And I was like, hey, can I have a cappuccino? And they're like, oh yeah, sure. What kind of milk? And I was like, what? I didn't hear you. They're like, what kind of milk? And I was like, I still can't hear you. Like they were speaking behind their mask. And they're like, what kind of milk? And I was like, oh, I don't really know. So I just said whole milk because it was the first milk that I thought of. I have no reasoning with that. So I just said whole milk. And now that I'm reflecting upon the whole, pun intended, the whole milk debacle, I feel like whole milk might be a good decision because it's a thicker milk, more flavorful milk. So it kind of makes sense. Like, I don't know. I think I've tried oat milk in the past on my cappuccinos, but I don't know. If there's any of these cappuccino experts, let me know what milk you're supposed to pick with it. But anyway, I got it. And they handed it to me. They're like, here you go. And I was like, cappuccinos, am I right? And they're like, what? And I was like, I'm sorry. I quickly waddled my way out of there. I was like, oh, sorry. I thought I was speaking to another cappuccino like brother, and he was not. He's like, what? I was like, cappuccinos. He's like, please leave. I've had enough of you. And I was like, I've had enough of me. So that was $4.80 I'll never get back. Duck milk, chaos in Roswell. What's going on? Whole milk was the right call. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go to a different cafe from here on out. All right, GameStop, you gotta wake up. Is Nvidia doing anything yet? Kind of. Nvidia 320.50. Lucid looking good. IWM. So Lucid's having a solid day. How are the Qs looking? Not too good. AMC rocking. Lucid rocking. Apple 174 also actually doing very well. Almond milk, people are saying. Hello, better than the Apple Store interaction. I forgot about that. I have to go back. Your life sounds like an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. You know, my producer, manager, graphic designer was saying that yesterday. He's like, and I've never seen it, but that's weird that now two people within 12 hours have told me my life is like Curb Your Enthusiasm. I feel like I need to watch it just to understand if people are saying something offensive or not. Skill milk foams best. The fat is whole sloss froth. The fat in whole slows froth. Pinky in or out when drinking cappuccino. So I'm starting this new thing where I don't even use it. Maybe, okay. I didn't lie to you, but I didn't lead with all aspects of the story. So you're like, Matt, it's kind of weird that you got kicked out of this place for just saying cappuccino. Am I right? And it kind of comes to your question of pinky in or out. The problem here, Mike, is that I don't use my hands. Like I kind of and I picked it up with my mouth, and I just wanted to show my dominance. They're like, that's hot. They screamed that as I was just I picked it up and no hands just shot it back into my throat, and it burned. It burned a lot, especially me coming over this throat soreness. But I didn't let them know I was in pain. I just sat there and I stared at them. And then that's actually when they're like, can you please leave? So like I said, I didn't tell you the whole story, but I don't know. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to drink cappuccinos. It's either right or wrong, but I'm new. I'm a new cappuccino guy. And if you are putting the pressure on me to be a perfect cappuccino guy, right out of the gate, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be. I'm going to make missteps. I'm new to the world of cappuccinos. I'm already not allowed in one cafe. So now we're going to try out the other cafe today and see how that goes. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Someone said Dwack is running. It is. Dwack on the move. Duck milk. GG is the way for apes. Galaxy Google DAO. Shout out Park City. Matt, what is your pronouns now? What? My pronouns? My pronouns? What are my pronouns? My pronouns are Cap and Chino, if that's what you're asking. AMC having a solid day. 3160. Hey Matt, my man just came back from playing billiards, had a few, maybe more than a few beers. Just one question. Win Lambo. Love your DD. Peter Van Dan Kloot. I hope you playing billiards with all the rest of your princely friends was awesome. I appreciate that. You're always so kind coming in here. Maybe more than a few. Win Lambo. Hopefully freaking tomorrow. We need to get AMC Jamie to go viral on TikTok, Instagram, everything. It's like the boring MMA fighter who was humble, then changes to marketing. Are you referring to McGregor? Michael Jackson's pronouns. I can't, my throat can't even make that sound right now. The Michael Jackson. It's like physically. I guess I did it that time. I had to hold it. I remember when I used to be just a coffee person, when I didn't know the difference between up and down, when I didn't know what was good in life. But look at me now. Look at me now, a full-fledged cappuccino person. I just see life differently. Check out Galaxy Google DAO, largest APY of all DAOs. Great project. GG is next time on Galaxy Google DAO. You know, most of the time when people tell me and they spend super chats to tell me about whatever their projects are, I'm like, that feels like a scam. And I usually right away I'm like, seems like BS. Wait, I don't even see the project. Twitter. app.galaxygoogle.money. And they have a Discord. What's the APY? Why don't I see the enter app, buy tokens, roadmap, docs, ape, stake, and chill? What is the APY? What? Look at the APY on this thing. I don't even... Thousands, millions, billions, trillions, quadrillions, 5 quad, 5, 6. I don't even know. This is ridiculous. This is so funny. What? Is this real? It's currently at 91 or $81 and it has a backing of 19 and it has a 25-day run day till I guess it's not a thing. It's a septillion. We're at 5 septillion APY. Someone asked me, what does it mean? That's a very good question. Apparently it has a market cap of 23 mil. That's, I don't know what this is. I barely understand. I don't understand Wonderland or Olympus, which are like probably the two most popular ones. This one sounds like it's a new one. I mean, it has to be brand new. So it's extraordinarily high risk, extraordinarily high reward. Transmission initiating apes. We have a surprise for you. Missions controls base dev conducted a test, which we hope will become normal practice to grow the treasury. In a bold move, we have taken 100 USD. So it's like a Ape DAO Galaxy goggle. Huh. I don't know. The world is, it feels like the world's upside down right now, folks. It's a septillion. As in, like, what? If you invest 1 cent, you're a gazillionaire the next day? Is that how the math works out? Damn the price. More cappuccino. Go AMC and Prague. Shout out Frank. Jeremy, please wait. Jeremy, I will. I just wanted to see what the APY was because Wonderlands is insane. Wonderlands is 72, and then this one. So Wonderland said to Olympus, hold my beer. You're going to see a crazy APY. And now this other one, the GG one, is going to Wonderland. It's like, they're like, hold my beer. How about you hold my keg full of Everclear, of straight up moonshine? It's supported by Apex and Dead Ape community, very based developers and active community. The project is currently in its early stage. Yeah, it's definitely in its early, and of course, like all these projects like have to start somewhere. Like that's no knock against it. Apple, geez Louise, Apple's looking good. Apple's not quitting today. With a sore throat, you sound like McLovin. Someone else told me I sounded like Kawhi Leonard, and I think I prefer the Kawhi Leonard comparison more than McLovin. I have a question. This was a hot discussion in my life yesterday. Do I look like a Matt? Like if you just saw me and you're like, what's this kid's name? You know how some people look like their name and then other people don't look like their name? Am I one of those people who does or doesn't look like their appropriate name? Like if you look at me, like, is anyone surprised that my name's Matt? Or you're like, nah, I see that. I guess my name is technically Matthew. So instead I look like a Floyd. Yup. Absolute Carl. It was like Carlos, a Greg, a Kyle. More like a Carl. Oh, that's 2 votes for Carl. More of a Keith. Hey, I'm Keith Kohrs. I'm Keith Kohrs, and we're talking about crypto. Keith Kohrs and crypto. Bye. We are long on crypto. Keith Kohrs, I like that as a character. Maybe I should just start doing TikToks of different characters, and Keith Kohrs would be like, I can already picture it. Keith Kohrs is like a 42-year-old who is doing everything he can to keep his like 6-generational like ranch alive in Montana. And he's been going through some like really bad financial times, but then he found crypto, and through crypto, Keith Kohrs has now been able to pay off all the ranch's debt, buy all the neighboring ranches, and he's doing what he loves because his daddy did it, his daddy did it, his daddy's daddy did it, all the way 6 generations deep. And finally, Keith Kohrs, a 42-year-old cowboy, has gotten ahead in life through crypto. I can already see it. Keith Kohrs crypto. This is Keith Kohrs, and we're talking about crypto. So just Travis. Not Montana, Northern Idaho. All right, fine. We'll put him in Idaho. You look like a Chad, but act like an Oswald. You look like a Gilbert. That's oddly offensive. Not a hedge fund. A Gilbert. That's just because I think of the voice of Gilbert Godfrey. Matt, go to the cafe on Walnut, 703 Walnut. Ask for Chris Lee to make you a cappuccino. Tell him Sony Baloney Man and C-Rod sent you. He'll take care of you. All right. So wait. 703 Walnut. I need to write this down. 703 Walnut. Ask for Chrisley and tell them that Sony Baloney Man and C-Rod sent you. This will either work out beautifully or I'm about to get banned from an entire additional cafe. Hey, Sony Baloney Man sent me. They're like, please leave. C-Rod. Oh, I like it. This is a setup. It's probably a setup. The Keith Kohrs Crypto Cave subscribed. All of the Keith Kohrs.
I have to talk in this. This is Keith Kohrs coming at you live from the ranch in Idaho. And of course, we're just buying the Bitcoin dip. You know what they say. What's better than 2 steers? 2 steers and 2 Bitcoins. Can I get a hell yeah, brother?
I like this. I like the Keith Kohrs setup. It's going to really help me get in touch with like cowboy roots out there in Idaho. Keith Kohrs is a family man. Keith Kohrs, he has gone through a divorce, obviously, but it's amicable. They just had a difference in life, and like obviously his previous wife, she was stressed out about how much time he spent saving the ranch, and he understood that, and like she felt like he kept putting the ranch before her, but he was angry that she didn't understand like the generational sentimental value, and he's explosive. He's a 42-year-old cowboy. He's not in touch with his communication skills. He's not in touch with his emotions, and he couldn't express it. And because of his lack of articulation of where he was at, he wasn't able to get across how much he still loved her. And so right now it's amicable, and you know, I'm not gonna lie. Keith is hoping one day maybe he can get her back. He's very much hoping he can get her back. And no one knows about his crazy crypto gains. Like the internet knows, but his local community doesn't know. So she doesn't know. What's her name? Let's give her a name. What's a good name for her? Genevieve and Keith. Bro, damn, that's deep. The character development is strong. I need you guys to all buy into the characters before we even have them. So you have Genevieve Crypto and Keith Crypto. Martha. Oh wait, I missed one super. I'm sorry. I want some of what you're on. Peppermint tea from Aldi and some honey. Salva got hit. Bit of a boom boom candle. Hashtag Froggy. Shout out L Randall. What are some good platforms for algo trading? I use TradeStation just because that's the first one I was on. So, whoa, AMC is going. I was on TradeStation just because I'm like most used to their kind of like their native coding language called Easy Language. And it is not easy. Talk about a misnomer. Ken, tell me if trading plan is okay for options. I use RSI and MACD, also VWAP. Question though, is the monthly, weekly, daily time frame for MACD good to use? I also use VWAP. Kind of explain put and calls. So I don't know if I would use. This is just me personally, and of course you can create a strategy around whatever you want to create it around. It's totally possible, but for me, I would be a fan of looking at the daily and then also maybe something like the 5, 10, 15 minute, like somewhere in there. But it depends on the time frame. Like if you're using bigger time frames, like you should expect to be in the play for longer for your play to come to fruition. If you're using like the 1 minute, well, that's more of something that like a day trader would use. So DuPont, it comes back down to like how long do you want to do day trades? Do you want to do long-term investments? Do you want to do swing trades? Because then you should be using technicals that are most associated with that. All right, let's throw up GME. Had a nice breakout. Hey Keith, how do you spell Genevieve? I'd spell it with a G, not a J. Genevieve with a G. And then obviously me being Keith Kohrs, who has seen Forrest Gump way too many times, obviously, like my nickname for her, I'd be like, Jenny, and she'd be like, stop, I hate Forrest Gump. And then I'd be like, but I don't want to. And she'd be like, oh, Keith. That type of a deal. So we have a Genevieve in here. Genevieve, do you get that often? Jenny. That's actually how I first met Genevieve, at that bar in Panama City on spring break. I didn't go to college, obviously. She went to college. She was studying to become a nurse, but I was there. At that point, I was obviously got into a fight with my father, so I spent a year away in Florida working as a contractor. I was a carpenter, and I met Genevieve at a bar. And when I learned her name, I was drunk, and I was like, Jenny. And that's when that's when we met. Oh man, character development. You were splitting a blooming onion. Yeah, we were obviously splitting a blooming onion in Panama City on spring break. Finally, USD accounts on Wealthsimple Canada, January 22nd. Hello, Duck Lord. My brother just made a coin, pretty awesome, called SHIB Slap. It's a community, remind me of this one. Dominic Toretto, family. Shout out, Adam. Someone said, I know her. Everyone knows Genevieve, the nurse. It's been quite a crazy ride Jenny and I have had. Oh man, AMC is looking so good today. 3210 is looking nasty. Apple kind of cooling off. Hopefully Nvidia bouncing back. We need Nvidia above 320.50. Someone said Jenny is your cousin too. That's a different cousin. Keith Kohrs doesn't roll that way. Keith Kohrs is a family man who has now become a crypto millionaire. Fix my polo, Jenny. Wait, why is there a fake Matt Kohrs in here? That's not me. Giveaway Musk 2022 space. Giveaway. I'm Matt Kohrs. Hey, identity theft is not a joke. All right, let's hide this user from the channel. Let's hide this. Hide user by fake Matt Kohrs. No, you're Keith Kohrs. Do better. Get him. Get him. Oh, Mark Lors. Keith T. Kohrs. You all know what the T is. Thick. The audacity. Coming into my own stream on the way of Keith Kohrs finally developing the emotional maturity to discuss his shortcomings with Genevieve and apologizing for not putting her first when he should have. On that day is the day you come in here with an imposter account. Had to make new account to donate. I'm USPS option Lord. Shout out Adam. Oh, folks. All right. That is it for the morning stream. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you so much for being a good vibe today. AMC is rocking. Lucid's rocking. Apple's rocking. Money making opportunities. I beg of you, just stick to whatever your trading plan is. Stick to it. Stick to it. Stick to it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are all in a great mood today. I hope you have a phenomenal day. I will catch you at 3 p.m. So in about 4 hours, I will be there. We'll be streaming again on Rumble, Twitch, and YouTube, of course. Enjoy your midday, afternoon, evening, night, whatever it is. I'll catch you in a couple hours. And as always, for me and Chair, best of luck in the markets.